Number one is keeping the party together. It's not an easy thing because we have 5 different parties to manage and to get them to reach a decision. It's much more difficult than when I was leading the previous party. So that is a very difficult task, but they have stayed together. That is, maybe other people may not think of it as much of an achievement. Actually, it is a big achievement because these parties have never really worked together. Yeah, the cabinet meeting is illustrative of the fact that we are a coalition, a real coalition of almost equal strength, parties of equal strength, and each party would want to give their view of all the subjects that we discuss. So cabinet meeting normally takes a much longer time than in the previous government. Everybody wants to have a say, and sometimes repeatedly, and that means that we cannot reach a decision easily. But even then, the fact that we can stay together and actually give direction to the government is, to me, an achievement. No, it is not because of the inexperience. We know what we want to do. But we suddenly realized that some of the reforms requires amendment to the federal constitution. To amend the federal constitution, we need a 2/3 majority. We don't have a 2/3 majority. We need the support of the opposition to achieve a 2/3 majority. And we cannot guarantee the opposition will support. Therefore, in order to go to the parliament to amend the laws and to remove some of the more draconian laws, we have the intention, but we need the support of the majority of the members of parliament. In some cases, a 2/3 majority. We can't get a 2/3 majority, means we cannot push through our reform. But some things can be done because on our own initiative, like saying that the Prime Minister will serve for only 2 terms. That needs a constitutional amendment. But we as a party can do that. You see, we can remove the Prime Minister after. As a party we can. But to make the amendment, we have to go into look at the Constitution. What is there in the Constitution that needs to be amended? And then there are so many things, like the voting age and all that. That has to be amended. Removal of the death penalty or modification of the death penalty. All these require amendment to the Constitution. That is holding us up because we don't have a 2/3 majority. The ministers are new. I mean, you don't expect a new person to be able to know everything. If I change for another new minister, it's not going to help at all. But they are very concerned about their own performance, and I keep very close contact with it. Every minister comes to see me if they have a problem, but sometimes they need to know what are their functions and all that. I will advise them. Of course, it takes a lot of time, but in some cases, I will have them to make decisions. Yeah, we are working on it, but it's not a one overnight change. It's not possible. As you go along, you meet a lot of problems. You introduce a system, And then we find that the system is wrong. We need to make corrections. You can't say, well, I have decided this, right or wrong, you must go ahead. That is a stupid position to take, just because you want to say, oh, I don't flip-flop. But flip-flop is necessary when you find that what you have done is wrong. But of course, before you do it, you must study things very carefully, know all the facts, all the background, before you make a decision. That is what we are doing now. So you find that sometimes we come up very late with a solution. It's now almost 1 year. And there are some things which are still not fully resolved. For example, when we stop contracts given out by the government, we find that the effect is worse than what we thought. We were thinking of stopping the contract, but we are creating unemployment. You see, that is the effect of stopping the contract. So when we find that out, we can't say, oh, we have decided, sorry, no change. That is bad. You have to tackle this problem.